Hi preschool coaches, welcome to week 7. This week is all about arts and colors. Our shape of the week is going to be our lunge position. So one leg in front, one leg behind, arms up for lunge. And our skill of the week is going to be our handstand. So we're doing lots of donkey kicks, lots of levers, lots of lunges, and a lot of handstands throughout the course. We have lots of warm-up activities that you can use. So we've got things like our parachute with the colorful balls. We also have this cool rainbow movement scavenger hunt that tells us things like roll to something red or hop to something blue. So this might be a fun activity as well. We also have our pool noodle crayons, so they could do things like relay races, or you can stick with your typical stretchy warm-up. And let's get started with handstands and lunges. All right, let's get ready for the first part of floor. Again, we're focusing in on our lunge position and our handstands. Spot number 1. There's also the smaller barrel, so if you have a smaller class, they can use the smaller barrel. We're going to do some lever jumps, so pushing down on the barrel and jumping our feet. Next, they're going to come over and try their donkey kick. So we've got some little feet for them. They're going to go hands to red and jump for our donkey kicks. Next, they'll come along. We're going to turn into statues. So there's 3 little statues here for them to try for our yoga poses. We got a triangle. We got our horse pose. And last we have tree pose. So working on our statues. This will be your spotting station. This is our handstand. So they're going to start in that lunge position. Arms up, hands down, feet up, and down. Now moving over to part 2 of floor. We have some forward roll practice. They're going to first practice on the wedge, then they're going to try it on the floor. Ta-da! And this will be a really fun one. They're going to practice standing in their lunge, and they get to paint the wall. So we got a paintbrush here, and they get to paint in their lunge position. Next, we move over to our Spider-Man handstand. Hands down, feet go up the wall. Then we've got our lunge position. You can do lunge. You can even have them practice trying lunge walks. So stepping across the colors, making big lunge walks. And that will be it for floor this week. All right, let's talk about beam this week. So our first station here on our floor Velcro beam is our handstand. Now, if you have an older class who've worked these before, you can trade out for the rainbow beam and have them try something a little bit harder. They're gonna make their W hands, start in their lunge, hands down for their handstand. This will be your spotting station. Next, they're gonna move over to the side beam, and I'll turn and face you. They're going to practice their lunge. So 1 foot in front, arms up by our ears. Lunge position. Next, they're going to get to dip their toes into the paint cans. This is one we've been practicing. They're starting to get pretty good at. So they're going to dip their toes in the different color paint buckets. Then we're going to work on our sideways walks. So step together, step together. On the high beam, they're going to work their forward releve walks. So up on their tippy toes. We can even give them a crayon. We have lots of crayons floating around that they can hold above their head and walk down the balance beam. Next, they're going to walk down the road beam all the way to the end. Last but not least, we have a little forward roll dismount to finish, and that's it for beam this week. And for bars this week, starting here, this will be your spotting station. We're going to work those pullovers so they've gotten to practice walking their feet up the wall, so now they'll get to try it with a spot. And we're also going to work on our casting. So working on those straight arms and casting our feet for pullovers and casting. Next, they'll come over to our paint bar and work on their tuck hay. So hands on, knees to belly. On the P-bars this week, they're gonna do a press hold, but they're also gonna paint with their toes. So they can pick a color, squeeze the scarf in between their feet, pick up their toes, and paint. Then they'll come out, and we got our bear walks. Straight arms and legs, building muscles for handstands. And last but not least, we have another lunge to lever station. So 1 foot in the red paint bucket, and they're gonna lever down, pick up their crayon, and come back to their lunge. They can go down and up, so they're trying to lift that back leg when they reach down. And that will be it for bars this week. All right, now it's time for vault, and I'm really excited about this one. Lots of fun stations. So we've got our rings. They're gonna do their tuck hold. They can put on their Mickey Mouse ears, take some little swings. Next, they're gonna get more practice with that donkey kick. So hands down, jumping the feet up. Next, they'll practice their stretch jump to freeze. 2 feet on the springboard, and freeze. Moving along, they're gonna have their squat on that they're gonna start working on. There's some hands and feet here for them to use. They're gonna try to jump their feet up onto the block. When they come to tumble track, we're working a pattern today. So we've got stretch jumps, tuck jump, and star jump. We're gonna see if they can remember all 3. So stretch, tuck, and star, or whatever order you wanna put those in. Down here, this will be our spotting station. It's a handstand, so again, starting with our lunge, kicking up. Next, they'll come over, and we're working our levers. So we've got dots for our feet, and they're gonna reach, touch the blue, and reach, touch the orange and yellow for their levers. Next, they get to follow our colorful stone pathway back to the beginning. That will be it for our vault this week.